Notice how there are things that we don't like about the reality, the nasty underbelly, I call it. However, when we look at ourselves and we see sometimes our temperaments, our attitudes, our flaws, and we can still say, well, I only got my 2%, 3%.
Right.
But when you times that by 8 billion, now you will get an idea of what would that all your flaws or at least a part of them look like if it was all congealed into one massive form. That probably would be your government. And so when we start cleaning out what's actually happening here and really vibrating on the higher levels, then this is what actually morphs the entire reality around you. Because I'm here to tell you, it's never been that all of Earth is ever going to be on the same frequency. It's never going to be all Earth is going to be desolate in every single area. You're going to have areas that are abundant, watery, green, and you're going to have areas that are like deserts, bombed out, and red. And that's how the whole spectrum works. So it's just all about where are you at? What do you resonate with? Because I'd never seen anybody in my last 10 years in bringing this message and actually working with this level of power and connection with this tribe. I never saw anybody that really wanted to do it. They weren't lying to themselves and telling you in your face that they were about it. We're about love. And then that's really not what's going on. I never saw anybody who was about this not receive the greatest level of connection and guidance. Guidance, like, I don't care if the whole damn thing is storming. I don't care you wipe out 9 billion people. If it ain't time for me to go, I'm going to be standing there like, damn, this dream is getting pretty crazy. But still, fortifying yourself inside of your own being. It's like a football, a field that moves around you that you decide still, how much of this, because I watch it. I watch World Star. I watch all this stuff. And I'll be sitting back popcorn like, they going right on. But are y'all doing it like that? But I'm going to meet you off at the pass. Because see, our ship is nimble. Our ship can move through these waters. See, when you're dealing with these huge corporations and juggernauts, they move slow and lethargic like titans. So you yourself in the slick Tesla, you could come right through and just be like, boom, boom, boom. Let me make my move. Let me just spell a final thing for you. The people you're seeing with the big money blocks on the side of their head and all that stuff, looking like they definitely have dipped themselves in demon juice. They don't really have any money. I know you're thinking that money is symbolic at times to that people who have it seem to be connected to the darkness. Okay. They don't have any money. They're in debt. How it happens with them is, first of all, from multiple levels, but just on the most basic level. When you take out a lease or a loan on a $200 million house, and you put 20% of that down, okay, that other 18 million is still in the future. That's still debt. And so if you haven't made with your career even $2 million, $3 million liquid, this means that you're technically on paper in debt. And the reason why I got to bring this up is that there's a huge deception that money, the actual money, has nothing to do with your energetic current internally. I'm here to tell you that once you clean this up, the money and the rest of the abundance that you've been overlooking starts flowing through. It's all about being the proper conduit. This is as simple as this. Just dedicate yourself. Take the next 3 to 6 months and say, you know what? This dude's whack and crazy, but it's good science fiction. I'm going to do what he's saying just to prove him wrong, just to show him that this is really about Bernie Sanders. So let me take this course and see what it can do for me. And I'm telling you the truth. You may not come back and tell me because some folks, they're a little haughty, but it will change everything and put you to a point where when you start thinking about the right thing, then the right thing is the balanced thing, as we call it, is manifesting. And it'll scare you for a moment because you'll be like, shit, it works. Just to show you how foreign you are to your own system and how it works. You are think and it is beings. And so pushing ourselves back into that awareness of who we truly are is, that's what we got with this. And you would need a challenge like this. The reason why all this is happening is because there's no way, if you have all these powers, you're going to even know what these powers are used for and what they can do unless you're put into a situation where you would have to. People who are born with wealth, they don't know they're rich. You need to experience poverty first. Everything here is a contrast. So you have these powers and abilities, but it's like you've always had powers and abilities so much that you don't even know you have powers and abilities at all because you don't have a contrast. This reality is the contrast. It said, well, shoot, you better use that power and Kundalini and start controlling this dream and, you know, whatever he's talking about. Because other than that, if you're depending on J. Paul Getty and Mark Bloomberg and whoever and Elon Musk, that's not where you want to be at. And lastly, be intelligent. Be intelligent. Follow. If you're looking for certain things, go right to the source. When I'm looking for the spiritual knowledge, I go right to the source. I find the path and the keywords. When I'm looking for something to do with my body or a problem, I go right to the source. You have to get used to the self-educated aspect of basically deprogramming yourself, telling yourself the truth about the matter, because there were so many things that people were like I sat there and pioneered the invention of a device that could program water. From the gate, people were like, you can't program water. I had engineers telling me, even though there was real documentation about this, engineers telling me that, why do you want to do this? Just to tell me, like, I'm paying you. Why are you asking me why do I want to do this? There's so much resistance here. But just that everyone was basically in this weird doubt. So they rather get 1 billion people together and build an iPhone and not get 200-400 people together to actually find out how you really going to solve your health problem if you do happen to contract anything. This is not the beginning of mental. This is a mental virus. People need to understand, like, they already flipped this to the next level where it was going to eradicate your brain. It was going to overflow what they call the Jabas. It was going to put so many dark holes inside of your consciousness that they were going to spill over into where your neat, perfected, balanced thoughts were. And this is why there's a consistent, it's a tirade. That's why I say, oh, well, sitting in the murder hornets. It's a shocking on. We're going to be shocking and shocking them to death. Let's now bring in what's next. Oh, shoot, look, the money is running out. The banks ran out of change. Because they need more copper and more of these metals. And then that comes across as the banks they ain't even letting us in. We don't have any money. Look, Pizza Hut said they only taking. So that kind of frenzy, I can't focus like that. An NFL player, an NBA player, a hockey player, anybody on pro level, you cannot shoot that basket. You cannot catch that end zone with that kind of state of consciousness. So just remember, that's what they want to do, is keep you hooked up to this shocked up, stimulated system when you really need to be relaxed and be cool, baby, and realize who you are and that you're immortal, and you need to get on your EverQuest in your process of actually realizing how to guide your ship, because balance is something that you can't just say, I'm balanced and I'm done. It's something that you have to achieve every day.